Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, my friends. This is, of course, the one and the only. This is the MRC show that never ends, and we are here. We are live as always. We are at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, the one with the ridiculously, stupidly long name that I'm not going to try and go down because I haven't got the time, to be frank. Here we are, Tier 1 racing, as always at this time of your Monday evening, where the entertainment should be, always is, and always will be. So we've already had an exciting Tier 2 race, a very sweaty, very difficult Tier 2 race, I must say. Congratulations to Immortal, first race in MRC and his first victory. What a way to open up his account in the MRC, boys. So, beautiful sunshine in qualifying, but just as Calvin and all of his birds leaves the pit lane, we will have a look at a few people. Yeah, everyone's just waiting in the pits. But before that, it is the man alongside me once again this evening. He is the co-voice, if you like, sometimes the lead voice of Tier 1. It is my former teammate, a good friend, Mr. Monster. How are you, my friend? How are you doing?
Have you missed me, everybody?
I always do, buddy.
Oh, I've been off for a couple of weeks, haven't I?
Yeah, we try and do a little bit of rotation. We'll try and give you a little bit of time off. So, but now,
I've been exploring the country a bit.
Yeah, you've definitely got your, well, I was going to say air miles, but let's call them train miles at the moment. But yeah, this is, I mean, obviously Tier 1 action now. We don't know just yet. Please, if you're involved, I'm sure Ant, knowing Ant, will be in the YouTube chat very soon and giving us a lowdown of the weather. Beautiful sunshine at the moment in qualifying. So we expect to see the dry setups being used, or maybe if we see rain in the race. We saw it on Friday in MRCX, halfway through that 100% race, that they did have rain and it caused all sorts of drama. Will we see it tonight? 3 safety cars that we had in Tier 2. What can the Tier 1 boys do? Difficult one with track limits as well. We had a bit of an issue on Friday, but I think it was a bit better behaved, I think, in Tier 2. Hopefully, Tier 1 will as well. A couple of stand-ins. We've got a brand new driver. He's on an outlap now. Dots Molino, the Portuguese man. Welcome to MRC, my friend. So looking forward to seeing how you get on. Stubalicious has stepped in as well. Last second, Roger Sky in Red Car Rambo having another go. What a race Ryan had. Started at the back in Tier 2, finishing 7th, so fantastic race from him. Bit as well, he's in the pits, he's going to be racing. Bergen's back with us as well, so lovely to see Bergen with us. And we saw on Friday an incredibly tight race. One DRS zone, of course. What do you think about this? This is going to be quite and you ran a different setup, didn't you, to what I ran, and definitely towards what some other people ran. And it's that trade-off a little bit, isn't it, that we found?
Yeah, it's a lot of this track is pretty much corner with the one main straight really on here. So I think if you get into a decent enough DRS train, the high wings can work for you a little bit around here. But it's an interesting circuit, very old school, and it's one of the classics, I feel. Still this place.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely is one of the classics. Gorgeous track. I really like it. I know a lot of the drivers do. Very technical circuit, as you say, a lot of corners. One after another. G-Star does an open lap with a 16.0. But yeah, it is. And then you're right, that long straight, you can gain and lose so much time, even between, this first, the Tamburello chicane, and then down to Vilna chicane. Just with a lower wing set, you can still, even up the hill, from Tosa, the end of Sector 1 and in the middle of Sector 2, there's a lot you can gain with the lower wings. Just that extra couple of mile an hour can, really make a difference, drag you into a DRS or drag you away from, or even create an overtaking opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. It's the compromise again, as you said. You always have to be on a knife edge with these cars, and I feel the high wings were actually helping me quite a lot because it was able to just keep me out of some traction zones. But there's so many key corners you have to get right on this track. It's insanity. Especially Vilna, Tamburello, the first corner, you can gain so much time if you get that right or if you mess it up. it can cost you loads.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I remember during partway qualifying, I think I said it to you. Of course, we were in a party ourselves, and we looked, and it was one of those that I turned round and looked and said, well, I can't remember who it was now. I think it was Rumax at the time. Yeah, it was Nick actually. Yeah, he was half a second quicker than me in the first sector alone. So he, his the way he took Tamburello and potentially Villeneuve as well, absolutely nailed it. The confidence he had, and he wasn't even slow in a straight line, so he just absolutely nailed it each and every time.
Yeah.
Evening, Martin. Lovely to have you with a good go. Difficult race for you, mate, but at least we got points again for the Williams, who are lovely on screen with Mr. Fabian. Jules, wow, 15-2 Joni. That's. Oh, come on, he's got a cheat code.
I thought I heard the crowd go really, really loud all of a sudden for a few seconds.
Yeah, he was.
Guess why.
Yeah, I mean, he is a local boy too, the Imola circuit, and he had an incredible race on Friday evening with the likes of, to be fair, unfortunately not racing, it was a reserve Bobo Tier 3 driver, had an incredible race. Saviour's up there as well, so who's actually not racing tonight. So, yeah, this was an incredible one. Yeah, it's right, Martin, a lot of fun fights. I say fun, very difficult. Had to be so precise throughout the full race. I was exhausted at the end. But yeah, you're right that Martin said there, he dropped his wings and was still 19th in the speed trap. So it shows, how, the finesse that you've got to be, that little trade-off that sometimes you need. But the speed trap is before Rivazza. It's not actually at the end of the DRS straight.
Well, I think I was doing some TT before the race, and my setup was easily, I think I said to you with the DRS, I was still getting about 204, 205.
Yeah, which is, at the end of the start-finish straight, yeah, which is really, really quick. And then, I was 180-something, I think, 182 roughly at the bottom before Rivazza. And we will do an onboard lap, of course, folks, very, very soon, as we always do.
Beautiful track.
Yeah, it is a lovely track, this one. And, yeah, it's one of those that I think some people actually still don't like for whatever reason, but I always do. I think it's really good fun, and it's one of these, so for example, where Stube is now, going into the Villeneuve chicane, he decides to avoid the curbs. I tend to bounce over the first bit and hope it stops for the second part, and I don't mess that up in the car setup. Yeah, I just see how it goes, really. Let's have a tyre wear kicked in.
Let's go to Keezer. He's just about to start a lap if you want to do a quick on-board one.
Ooh, let's have a look with Steve, of course, one of our co-commentators from this evening. Now, let's have a ride on board this gorgeous, gorgeous circuit. DRS wide open, going down the start-finish straight. He hits just under 200 miles an hour, braking into that is actually turn 2, 3, and 4, the Tamburello chicane. Didn't used to be a chicane, of course, which we'll come to later, but there it is. Down the next straight to the Variante. Villeneuve takes a little bit of understeer on the entry to that one, and then gathers it up into turn 7, the hairpin torso, one of the slowest on the track. Up the hill, turn 8's the little kink, there it goes, there you go folks, that was the kink. Set yourself up for late braking, number 9, Piratella, easy to run wide, doesn't hamper Soze down the hill, turn 10, then 11, 12 and 13, Aqua Minerale, difficult chicane, you can easily lock up, run wide through there. Then the hard braking, late braking into the Variante Alta. Decides not to take too much curve, but nice and neat through there. Doesn't take too much of the exit curves, but you use a little bit to get the car straight. Power down where we did see the speed trap was. Late braking about the 70-meter board. Third gear for Soze into Rivazza. The second part of Rivazza was missed the apex slightly on that one. And then the short run to the line, that was turn 19. There it is, there's the kink. And the short run line, a 15.6. Good lap actually from that.
Very good lap from Yeah, straight up there. Right up there with the big guns.
I'm surprised we've had 10 minutes of qualifying, and we've only got 13.
Short.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, Ant's in the pits because he hasn't done a lap on the intermediate yet, but that'll be coming.
I mean this is a bit of a joke, and if you were to run the inters, this is not the 2023 edition, okay?
Bergen, lovely to have him back. Difficult time of late. He's on an outlap by the looks of it, so we'll leave him be. What has Dot's done? He might have invalidated, I think. He had a 123 invalidated, so maybe he's just trying again. Let's have a quick look at these tyres. Most of them on the softs. LOL. Wow, Stefan's done 5 laps on his soft tyres, so really just maybe getting a bit of track time as well, and then of course he'll learn where the grip is and just get his eye in, and use a second set potentially towards the end and see how he goes in that race. And he's going to have that spare set. Oh, there we go, Dot, a little bit deep at the bottom of the hill.
Still looking planted, the Visa Cash App RB Doritos Pringles car.
Yep, MasterCard mortgage.
This time.
Yep.
I think Halifax is in there somewhere, isn't it?
Probably, yeah. Martin's doing. I think he was doing Italian, but I think he's sending to Jar Jar Binks. So we'll leave it to that one.
Martin, just don't crash your car next race, otherwise Hodgie's the team will probably have to take it off you for Hodgie.
Yeah, to be fair, we have got Monaco next week, so it's going to be both of us. Well, to be fair, he does speak Italian. He speaks, I think, a bit of French, a bit of Spanish, Italian, a little bit of English occasionally. Oh, what happened with that there? Wow. I don't know what happened there. I'll leave that one alone. So we've got Calvin in third. I mean, that gap to Jules, who we know is zero slouch, he is very, very fast, is ridiculous. It's nearly 9/10 of a second.
Maybe it's the home crowd giving him an extra 10th.
Yeah, Martin's just absolutely tortured you there, mate. I'm not going to lie.
We've had the strange thing as well. Ant is actually on tyres that are not
relevant
for wet weather.
Yeah, they're relevant. So Dots has actually finished lap, and he's in 9th. He's at 16.8. 1100, well, less than a 10th. Yeah, just over a 10th off Sam Flan in 6th. That's how tight it was, and we noticed this as well in Tier 2, how close it was. I mean, I was less than a 10th off pole in 3rd, and I know I lost that as well in the last sector, which was very annoying. But then behind that, how close it was. Everyone was very, very tight. And it's one of those tracks that, it's not the quickest lap, of course. An average lap time in race pace of 1:18s, 1:19s is where you're looking at. I think in race pace. It is, yeah.
Qualifying in Tier 2 was so tight. I mean, I think I pulled pretty much a lap straight at the back from my last run, and I think I wasn't too far away from P4, P5, I think.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that, actually. I think you did say that, you were about a 10th or so off that. Even your first one, you were, 2 tenths off and, so close. And that's the thing around these short tracks. And it's amazing. Whoops, Daisy. E17 went backwards. I'm going to leave that. Coming out the Villeneuve chicane, just really got on the throttle far too early there, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, E17, hopefully he'll stay another day. It's a note a bit too early.
I haven't said that for a while, to be fair. Yeah, and that's been a little while since I've said that.
He's got a bit of damage on the car. I think he's knocked the front wing a little bit.
I'm not surprised he went off at real speed, but Johnny's going even quicker on this lap. Yeah. We've run out of words to describe the talent that this man has. And, he's starting to race it. It really is. I mean, he is fantastic. But I love it as well when you've got your Chris Bailey, unfortunately, is on holiday. You've got Saviour, who's on holiday, which is this time of year, of course. And, Reese will come up there and challenge him. G-Star will come up there, challenge him. I love that Calvin's popped in a second. That's absolutely fantastic as well. Sosa in his day will challenge him as well. We've got Neville up there. There's a lot of people who could... Well. But of course. Sam Flan, Stefan. Reese hasn't done any laps at the minute. I don't know if he's got a penalty. I'm not actually 100%. But, these people will challenge him. A 39! Wow. What?
That's a mic drop if I've ever heard one.
That's just ridiculous. I can't look at him anymore. We'll look at the other Ferrari, eh? We'll look at Sam Flan. He's on an outlap.
Yes, Tier 2 champion from last season.
Yep.
Actually, it wasn't Tier 2. But no, I know he missed he missed a couple of races beforehand.
It's a bit. Oh, sorry, it's his outlap. I got excited. I got overexcited that he'd invalidated. Look, it's an outlap. Just bounced over Aqua Minerali, Vivian Alta. Sorry, which is easy to do. You can really easily lose that so much there.
But it's such an insanely strong lineup, I think, for Ferrari for this season with those two.
Yeah, exactly.
It's absolutely insane. But Variante Alta, easy corner to do. It's had a few facelifts over the years. It used to be nice sort of just to flick over the curbs.
Yeah, it did, didn't it? And they've introduced the really big sausage curves now. I mean, you sort of, if you get it right, you can sort of. I haven't much last race. Flick over the first part and still get it stopped enough for the second part to get the car turned and rotated really well. But it is very difficult, as you said. It's one of those really difficult corners that you want to bounce over, you want to take quickly, but those curbs really stop you. Sanflan currently up on his lap, watching the other Ferrari. This could take him up potentially. There's a good last sector. This is currently going to take him up to 5th, ahead of Airways, who is in the pits. He'll have to leave now if he wants to have another lap. 2 minutes left on the board. Long pit lane, this one.
It is very narrow as well.
Yeah, it is, and the pit board actually comes up very, very quickly on the entrance to the pit. So easy to get a 10-second penalty. Not 5 anymore, of course. 10 seconds on this game. Can have a hamp here 15.8. So he does overtake Airways with that one by 0.02 of a second. So good lap from Sanflan. What is G-Star doing? He's up on his lap as well.
Yeah, it's good to see as well. The Ferraris and the Kickstarters probably will have a good sort of first stint anyway, because they can both help each other out.
Yeah, exactly. That's interesting. And said his wheel input doesn't match the output on his screen. Also, the rotation doesn't seem to add up. Oh, that's really off-putting.
Yeah, that's going to drive him mad during the Grand Prix.
Yeah, hopefully he can get it sorted in the 5-minute break, change his settings a little bit, which he does out of course. After this, we do have a 5-minute interval. The driver's going to have a bit of a comfort break before the race and set their strategies. And of course, park framing conditions can't really change too much on the car. Front wings a little bit. And that's about it, really.
It has helped a lot, though, the park framing conditions when they brought the rule in, because there's a lot less now reliability failures than what there were back in before the rule was introduced.
Yeah, I mean, how long has it been in now? It's been in quite a long time, hasn't it? I mean, quite a good few years, because they did change,
3 or 4, I think, around there.
Oh, I'm sure it's more than that. I'm sure we're probably talking 10 probably years at least, because, of course, they used to change, setups for wet and whatnot, didn't they? And then if it was going to rain the next day.
It might be 2003 or 4. I'm actually going to have to double-check this, because...
Yeah.
Because it means that the fact is that the mechanics can't tinker with the cars, as I say, so there's less probably chance to go wrong for something to go wrong, isn't there? So. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and it just creates that level playing field. If you make a mistake in qualifying, you've got to live with it and whatnot. And then you may have a car set up more for race, and that's what we do. And here now, and I love that park framing that we do. We may have rain in the race, and I mean, I don't think we will by a Johnny's time, to be fair. But if we do have rain in the race, then it's we've got that. You've stuck with this from qualifying, and do you compromise or do you go all out and try to hold on and hope that maybe the rain doesn't necessarily come?
Yeah,
if we have it,
it's going to be a compromise, but. I just cannot stop looking at that lap from his journey. It's insane.
It really is, isn't it? Dots, I think he might be down on his lap, but he's going to finish the lap anyway. Actually, no, it's not a too bad lap. What's he going to finish on? 1:15.4. Great lap. I didn't know if he was on a lap or not, really, but wow, yeah, what a fantastic lap from him, starting 4th on his debut. Ryan, unbelievable. Just keeping an eye on Calvin as he's finishing. Yeah, Ryan as well. I mean, I knew Ryan had pace around here. Starting from the back, he had a qualifying ban. And what was tier 2, Paul? 15. I think he would have put us about 7th, 8th, I think, give or take. I think it might have been a bit less than that, maybe top 5, give or take, I think. It was 15.4, maybe? I can't remember. I can't remember what I did. And that was less than a 10th. I honestly can't remember.
No, it's crazy.
So he's Bill. What's B17? He's Bill as well. So there we are, folks. There is your grade. Ugioni with a monster lap by over a second. Takes pole position. Jules will line up alongside him at 5 thousandths ahead of Calvin in 3rd, Ant in 4th, Dots on his debut in 5th, Ryan, great qualifying, in 6th, Kaiser Soze in 7th, then Sam Flan in 8th, Airways in 9th, then G-Star will run out the top S10. Then Nev, that is Chatty Duck, has a new PSN had an issue with his, so they don't. I can't really have any Donald Duck, Daffy Duck jokes anymore. To be honest, he's let me down. I'm not gonna lie, but that is Neville. He is in
now.
Yeah, yeah. I know, fingers. Dumbers Hornet in 12th. The other Hornet is. Is away, unfortunately, this week. But then we've got Carl, good qualifying for him in 13th. Everybody's 14th. Stu, good qualifying as well, in 15th. Then we've got E17. Bergen on his return. Stefan in 18th. Then Reese, I think he was on a qualifying ban. And then Rosa Sky, didn't set a lap time. So yeah, a little bit of a break now. Oh my God, the game's gone to that far chase cam on. Oh, thank God it's gone. That was horrible. I don't know how anybody could ever race that anymore. I forgot that's what we all used to do in like the Gran Turismo days. We always used to use that when you first start racing games.
Yeah, it's T-cam or nothing for me now.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people use the cockpit view. I mean, I may go there at some point. I think I might try it. But I mean, I like the Mr. Bean look, and I'm trying to say that just to provoke Martin a little bit there, because I know he likes the cockpit view.
I think your teammate might be trying to twist your arm to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I like it because I just give a better field of vision, and
yeah, that's what I think.
You know, I still want to enjoy it. I don't want to stress and worry too much, and yeah, I think, well, to be fair, at least my results are paying off this season.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, I'm really happy with how today went, and yeah, I'm just going to look forward to Monaco next week, and then at least we got a week off for the bank holiday. And then only 4 more races, so 5 more races left for Tier 2 boys. And MRCX, of course. Tier 3 will be racing, and I think Extreme as well, in the week off, because they missed a week. Can't remember which race it was now, but a lot of glitches we had. I can't remember what it was now. But they have a race that week. So we're not going to be fully without racing in the bank holiday week, folks, so don't worry, it's in 2 weeks' time.
You won't have the withdrawal symptoms, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly that. So we'll still be bringing you live action even through the bank holiday break. But, you know, looks it's going to be dry again for the Tier 1 guys. So they're going to be setting their strategies up. You know, the chances of safety cars are reasonably high around here. We had 3 very quickly, I must add, in Tier 2. All within about less than a lap, I think, of each other. And, you know, it means the one stop is very easily possible, hards and mediums. Martin mentioned that his tyre wear was really good. I know Ryan said his tyre wear was really, really good as well through his racing. Some of them could take those hard tyres a lot longer if they've saved a set of softs. I mean, I haven't used the softs in race trips, so I don't actually know what they'll do and how long they'll last. But they could still, you know, take that opportunity, take that chance. And depends what they've saved. I didn't see many people using the mediums. I think Calvin used a set of mediums early on in qualifying. But then, you know, it depends on which way he goes. You know, that if he saved a set of softs and could, you know, the 2-stop is there. But, Stefan's left the session. I think he's had a bit of a glitch. Hopefully he gets back in before we start again. But it's one of those that, that because the pit lane is so long, it can be detrimental to take a 2-stop or even pit under another safety car if the field is quite tightly bunched. It's a real tricky one, this, isn't it?
It is, and as you say, it's how quick the speed limit line comes up to you as well when you're pitting. Because you're coming pretty much straight off the straight anyway, so it's you pretty much have to slam on the brakes pretty much straight away. It's one of the more difficult ones.
It is, yeah. I mean, it's dead straight, so it shouldn't be difficult. But yeah, as you say, because it comes up so quickly, it's another one, a bit like Silverstone. They're very, very similar in terms of the way that they the speed line comes up. But then, as it's such a long exit as well, this one, and that's the killer. It's the exit.
Yeah, and you could throw Canada probably onto that list as well.
Yeah, of course.
Because that's one, as you say, you're pretty much coming straight from the back straight, rocketing straight into the pit lane, so it's an interesting one with this one, but it is glad to have it back on the calendar this year after the Grand Prix was missed last year, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? I know, but
due to the heavy weather, the heavy rain in the region.
Yeah, it could, yeah. Martin says he thinks Johnny might be on performance-enhancing substances. Well, to be fair, Connor's said that. I know Connor's away as well, working this week, and I'm sure he'll be trying to tune in when he can, which he needs to get himself in the YouTube chat, and he needs to be hitting that like button. So do all of you. All 12 of you that are watching currently. I want to see more likes. There's only 2 of you. Come on, folks. It only takes seconds, and to be fair, I'm one of the people who hit the like button, so...
We get one of those. We get those likes up. You'll get some facts from me in the safety car chat if we get one.
Yeah, get our encyclopedia warmed up and ready. So come on, folks, hit the like button. Take seconds. And yeah, we're not going to be far away, I think, from lights out, which we're looking forward to. And because, like I said, a few of us tried the hard tyres to start with. Myself, your teammate tried the hard tyres to start with as well. And they were sore to start. I mean, the top 3 just disappeared, and I was just left. On my own, just in no man's land for a long time, and then
I had about 2 or 3 cars with me.
Yeah, you had a really good fight, in fairness, didn't you? With Krusty T, with Airways, and I think it was Alex as well. You were having a great battle. I kind of got left, and then was just keeping the gap when the hards started to come in. Then towards the end of the stint, just before the safety car, is when they started to come back a little bit. Everyone pitted. Luckily, the other safety cars kept the mediums in till the end. Had, I think, about 10 laps of actual racing laps on them. Did feel a bit hit and miss towards the end, but just managed to hold off, and as we did. But the alternate strategy is going to be an interesting one here. We know Johnny generally likes to do that as well. He likes to start on the hard tyres, so it's going to be interesting. A few races lately, he's kind of gone with the general consensus and stuck with the mediums and the standard strategy. So it's going to be interesting to see if he tries that again tonight.
Yeah, it depends. As I say, if you don't want to he doesn't want an early safety car.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think to be fair exactly. Yeah, and to be fair, I think unfortunately, I think I came out about 2 laps too early, really, for what would have been suitable for myself. Was struggling. I thought the mediums might not go, but the other safety cars, of course, helped. I think we're about ready to go. Just waiting for the signal. Guess we've hit the 5-minute buzzer or so. Just waiting for that in Discord. So we'll have, of course, the formation lap where we'll take you through the tyres. And this is 32 laps. It goes by reasonably quickly. I think I looked at the laps, and then I was like on lap 6 or 7, and then the next thing I looked was the pits strategies. And then we had about 10 laps left, and then I had about 5 laps left, and I was still in that top 3 battle and was running out of time very quickly. And to be fair, I ran out of ideas. I'm not going to lie, I completely ran out of ideas and didn't have a clue what I was going to do.
It's always the way, but I'm just having a quick check on the tyres.
Yeah, let's bring that up for the ladies and gents at home. Well, that's interesting. Johnny has actually gone with a consensus. And down to Dumbest Hornet, he's the first one on the hard tyres, and Error Voice, Stu, Bergen, and Rosa Sky. So that's going to be an interesting one. Now, I'm interested to see what Stefan, as long as he's back in, I hope he is back in. I didn't see if he rejoined the lobby or not and back in his seat. And Reese as well, know how quick that man is and see what positions he can gain. But
especially with a lot of fresh tyres at his disposal.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he? He has those. Well, he could have gone the harder compound, kept a few hard tyres potentially, or maybe an extra set of those mediums that some people use, and then sets of softs as well. So, yeah, he's definitely going to be one to watch, especially with the safety cars, and see what happens with them and what he can do. I think you saw, and just grass cutting a little bit in the background.
You're in a McLaren and not a lawnmower.
Yeah, not a Mercedes at Austria. And you're not Finnish. I know you're multinational, but you're also not Finnish.
He may be one day.
Well, he's got everything else. He was speaking in Portuguese in the Discord earlier, and I just looked at him and was like, right, that's time for me to turn that off. I think I just gave in.
Yeah, have a real headache. I think you'll probably start speaking Klingon one day.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably the only one he doesn't know yet.
Yeah.
But here we go, folks. Starting to line up. We're going to have a view right at the back of the grid, which is going to drive us completely mad once we get the start going, when we get the green light. But we'll jump aboard to a journey as soon as we do. At least we'll get to see a good view of the lights. The last few drivers. Line up, G-Start, can't park. Stu, can't park. Don't worry, I did the same thing as well. Some unknown reason.
Couldn't park either.
Oh, yeah, he couldn't. Well, that's going to be a disadvantage for P2, but here we go, folks. 32 laps. Looks dry. And there we go. 3, 4, 5 red lights, and Tier 1 goes racing. Didn't hold. Very, very quick lights. What a start from Ujoni. Jules really got stuck down, didn't get the revs up. He's under pressure from Calvin on the inside, already going into turn 1. Who's going to be the latest of the breakers? Calvin on the inside. We've got Dot's red car as well, side by side. That's a close one as well further back. Ant's gone back a few places. Poor start from Ant. And Dot and red car go straight through as well. Jules just on the exit held on from Calvin, but that's already a second because of that battling. Ujoni has the lead. Good places further back. G-Star, really poor start. Same with Stu, those hard tyres. I don't know what happened. Maybe got bogged down, but great start from Reese. We said he was how quick he was going to be. E17 up 5 as well so far. So a few movers and shakers already in this opening lap.
At the moment, it looks like G-Star is down 8 places.
Yeah, that's a real strange one. Not sure what happened to him, but he's fighting with LRL further back, fighting into the bottom of the hill in Taco Minerali. That's a difficult place to go side by side, and I think LRL lost out. I'm not sure what happened to Stu, but the back as well. But look at that gap, Ujoni. Wow, 1.6 seconds. We're just going to leave him alone because he's going to be out of shot soon, to be fair. But Dot's good start, Ryan, great start as well. And just got bogged down that little bit much. Maybe got a bit too much wheel spin or got caught.
A bit of damage on the Williams as well, which I think is probably what's caused G-Star to have the best of starts for himself. But it's continuing on. Yeah,
those first couple of corners, because they are quick and it does get very, very narrow, as you mentioned, this track. And it's one that, it is very, very tight, and a little bit of understeer can really cause that little bit of damage, and it's going to be really difficult around this track.
He's made 7-8 places up in a lap as Reese. He's up to 12th already.
Yep, he's certainly
flying in that Red Bull.
Yep, good to see for Reese. That's important for him. Nearly on the championship points. Of course, no demotions, no penalties in Tier 1. It's all fair, no matter what tier you're in. But that gap from Ujoni, he's disappeared. Jules really, really under pressure from Calvin. Really great start from him. But here we go. This is the train we were talking about, and the guys mentioned in Tier 2, and it was mentioned in general chat afterwards. Bit's the one just outside in 13th, but from 2nd down to 12th, all nose to tail. And this is where you potentially get stuck, but then again, at the same time, you can actually help the other driver. You get through quick enough, then you get the next lap, and it's just one of those you start bouncing around. And E17, wow, look at that, E17 and Dumas Hornet into Rivazza. Oh, big spin, it was on, that's E17. They won, I think he just lost the rear on the exit of Rivazza.
Yeah, did well damage.
Yeah, luckily ghosted, but that's really hampered Dumas Hornet, and Reese is now taking that place under the DRS. Dumas Hornet, I don't think really could have done it. Yeah, unfortunately, that's so unlucky because I don't think he could have done anything. I'm not going to repeat Martin's comment, but I like that one. That was good.
Is it
wow, look at Dumas Hornet on the way back, fighting back with Reese. Duffy's on the hard tyres as well. He's got those working already. Lap 3, that's really good. A lot of confidence from him. That's good to see. Yeah. Really good to see from him. But look at these up the front. Jules, Calvin did get past on Jules. 2.5 seconds. And yeah, you're right, Martin is right. Ujoni has checked out quicker than Dale Winton.
Yeah, he's already gone. I think he's already looking to get his plane ticket ready for Monaco soon.
I think he is. I think he must have something to do tonight because he just wants this over with already. I mean, that's a ridiculous gap.
He's driving that Ferrari like he stole it.
Yeah. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, to be fair, while Saviour's not here, while Chris isn't here, and Reese had that was hampered, and so G-Star, he's got to capitalise on this because we saw on Friday he did not have it his own way at all. Saviour crossed the line, I think, with the win, but unfortunately the penalties granted it back.
Turn 1. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, he certainly is. Looks a very slippy car, that McLaren. But Jules got back past Calvin, but they sort of need to be patient and helping each other a little bit. Ryan's having another look at, and oh no, he's under pressure from Kaiser at the moment. Let's get those position changes off there. There we go.
Mercedes is all over.
Oh, Dumas Hornet, what happened to Chris? Dude, come on, must be an exit Tamburello. Oh, I was just saying how good he was battling with Reese. That's not good, but Reese has now got... Yeah, Reese is kind of in no man's land now. He's got 1.6 back to Voice, who's got 2 to Neville to Chatty, the former... The driver formerly known as Chatty Duck.
It's going to take some getting used to, isn't it?
It is, it really is. So they're kind of in no man's land a little bit at this moment. Reese is going to try somehow to make headway on this DRS train ahead with Airways.
He can DRS while he's not following traffic and cool his tyres back down.
Yeah, it's one of those that, I mean, I was hitting at about 50, 60% while I was sort of in that first in. About this is sort of gap 2 to 3 seconds off. I was using a little bit, but I was sitting around 50, 60%, using a little bit to keep the gap where it needs to be. And that was all I was using, and that was it, just to sort of keep in touch. But well, I know people around were battling. Calvin's got back through. Soze having a look at Red Car Rambo. I think Ryan's gone for a little bit of a heavy wings. Oh, there's a bit of a big contact. Ryan's now allowed Soze through, but now he's lost out to Sam Flan. Yeah. Ryan did the right thing. I think he was. Well. Yeah, he is. We're watching this guy, this battle now. I think Ryan, he was entitled to defend. I think just that little bit of understeer. I think I'm going to call racing incident. I think. But Ryan did the gentleman thing, as he always does, in fairness. He just thinks, OK, I'll let you go. And, he unfortunately got done by Sam Flan on that one. But, to be fair, now he's got Airways, and this is actually Tier 2 battle here for the reserving now. And they've just raced as well. I don't know how you do 2 races in one night. I've done it a few times, and it kills me. Absolutely
tires you out, trust me.
It's ridiculous how hard work.
I used to do it 2 nights. I used to do 2 races
a night.
As well.
That's Sam Flan!
Well, response, Sam Flan! Prior to Alta.
Yeah.
I think he just clipped the curb on the right side.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, we mentioned this in a few commentary notes as well. And to be fair, Reese is now
9th.
Yeah, but he got past. But that gap was.
He's right on Airways now.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this 2 bit in the gap to the. I mean, because Soze was battling, so they've lost out. Jules and Calvin just swapping places. They're doing what they do. It's nearly a second a lap that Ujoni's gaining, so we'll just leave him to it. Airways with the DRS on. Ryan goes round the outside into Tamburello, gets the move done. But now Reese, look at this. To be fair, Ryan's not getting involved in Tier 1 battles. He's just let Reese go. He is a gentleman. I know what he's like, so yeah. He's also my best customer, but let's move on from that.
but this is key for Reese, though, because he's got ahead of Sam Flan, so he doesn't have to worry about that extra Ferrari trying to hold him up as he's trying to get through the field.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's very true. But look at this, looking for a bit further down the field. I know they've got the top guys up there, but look a bit further down the field. We've got Neville on the back of G-Star, the second of the Williams boys. And Neville locking up into very anti-Elton. Rosa Sky got a really good run into there. And he got 3 seconds penalty. That's the second one. Bit was the first one. And that's very, very early for those guys. They're going to really have to try to keep it neat and tidy. Otherwise, they're quick.
I've got to give some props to someone at the moment.
Oh, Soze got 3 seconds as well.
Dot's in 4th place, holding his own against some very heavy, big guns in this league.
He is, of course, yeah, exactly that. And, first race, but I can't remember who was recommended him, and surely he was, and, if he does, he's going to have some good pedigree.
But again, he's racing clean, keeping his nose clean, racing clean, not charging people off the road, staying fast, and that's how you make a name for yourself in this league, and you can end up possibly with a seat later on.
Well, exactly. I think we have got a couple of seats as well. So if you are watching and if you are wanting to get involved, we do have seats available. I think across all tiers, to be perfectly honest, including MRC Extreme, which is the no assist tier. So please do join us on the Discord. Links in the bio and links on Facebook. We just sent some recruitment posts out earlier. So click on them, use the link, join us. We'll get you inducted, get some time trial times, and get you racing with us probably as soon as Wednesday, if you're lucky. So looking forward to that. So looking forward to having people join. But Dot's, yeah, definitely one of those. And Immortal as well, fantastic race from him in Tier 2. Yeah, what pace he had. And I think it was almost someone mentioned, I think it was Martin, it was his first race without using racing line.
Kudos to him.
Yeah, and that's what we do get a lot of people, and we've had it from the Tier 3 guys when we've dropped line. We are a no racing line league, folks. So, and a lot of people have turned around and said, I can't drop it, I can't do it without it. It is the easiest one, the easiest assist to drop. A couple of laps. It's amazing how much you know the tracks already, and you look for your braking markers, you look for a cut of the grass, or you look for a 100-meter board and then a 50 board, or you know where a line comes across the track or the curve starts exactly. And it's amazing how quickly that you pick up the breaking points. You know, even after 10 laps of time trial, you start to pick it up. And we went the higher tiers. I think we turned it off. Martin will know. I think it was about season 4 we turned it off. I know it was not long after I joined. We used to use corner line and we turned it off for the higher tiers. And then after that, we've just not used it since. And I've never used it since. And I used to use it. Don't use it now, and I probably couldn't. It really does get in the way. It's amazing how much it hampers your progress. And you're always looking for the line, and a lot of people will just blindly follow the line, use it like SatNav used to do, and then next thing you know, you end up in a farmer's field with a bunch of cows.
But then again, you pick up on stuff, as you said, you pick up on stuff, parts of the track you see, as I say, it could be in a bit of an escape road you use. You could use on the safety car marker boards.
Yeah.
The LEDs, I know, because I use that for my braking point in turn 1 at Monza.
Oh, yeah, good point. Yeah, perfect example, yeah. I use the start of the curve for my braking, or start the braking at turn 1 here, and things like that. So people do, and it's so easy to pick up, so we do encourage... Oh, no! We're on board with Dots, lost it. I don't know if he's got damage, but he's taken out the P0. He doesn't like the Pirellis, but he has got wing damage, the front end plate. Yeah. Oh, Dots, that's guttering, but he's still going. Really key, and to be fair, if he put the hard tyres on now, he could go quite long into this race. So it's not all lost. Not all lost. He will come out really quite a way back, unfortunately. But yeah, that's really lucky. Look at this Reese on the back of Casey Soze. Down up the hill. Oh, wow, Soze went very, very sideways. I don't think there's a bit of a desync. I think Reese got a little bit of a kick, and Ryan's looking interested still, sticking with these guys, which is great for Ryan. It's just what he wants to do, just what he needs to do as well. Looking for some good points tonight. Oh, Casey Soze going very deep again. Reese all over the back of him. You'd have to say potentially got him. Dots has carried on. Maybe it feels okay. The front left, where's that? That might hamper the right-hand corners, but it's mainly left-hand corners, so it may not get hampered too much, really. We'll see how he goes.
Yeah, but he's got to watch out with his tyre wear, though, as well.
Well, that's true. Very, very true. Oh, Reese almost sideways in the first part of Tamburello. And, you know, this lap 10, full racing laps, we've not had any safety cars. This is where the mediums are going to start to... Whoa, just as we mentioned it.
Very wide.
Wow, what a sideways into Villeneuve. I'm surprised he did that, but... Then that was Soze through, and Soze
contact.
I think that was it. Yeah, I think that might have been a desync. Kaiser did. He went ghosted. Ryan sort of was backed off, backed off, and then he sort of came in and hit the back. And hopefully, I hope Ryan hasn't got damage from that, because that helicopter cam looked like a big desync, really badly, unfortunately for Steve.
Checking his car.
Yeah, we're still on the helicopter cam. But no, it looks...
see the wing damage on the Alpine. He looks okay.
Hopefully it has. It's not one of those that we can't see, but is there. Really hope not, because that was so unlucky.
Red Bull's fine as well.
Mr. Bailey. Hello, sir. Hello. Yep, so in your absence, we have Dots, who's got wing damage in 5th. Currently in LRL down in 18th as it stands. And Jules and Calvin, well, it's every lap. That's why I've just left them alone. And Ant's just sticking there, just doing what he needs to do. Maybe saving his ERS. While people at front, and the gaps, I was going to say the gaps hovered at 7 seconds, but it's still 7 seconds.
Is your journey in a different part of Italy at the moment?
Pretty much. He's already at the Principality. But yeah, Dots is...
Yellow flag.
So Dots is, Ryan's got through Soze on the start-finish straight with the DRS, and he's got a good little gap. So is it, obviously he hasn't got damage, because Dots very sideways up top of Piratella.
Not something you want to be doing.
Mr. Hardy's with us as well. Oh, this is great. We've got Mr. Blowhole, we've got the boss man, and we've got the bottle thrower as well. This is great to see. Love to have you, boys. Don't forget, you guys you definitely need to hit the like button, you lot, because you've got absolutely zero excuse to not hit the like button.
Oh yeah. We've got nearly the whole gang. We've got the Middlesbrough Maestro as well as the comms.
Yeah, exactly, we're getting there. And we've got one of the other, we've got two of the other boys on track with Ryan, who we're on board with, who's pulling a good gap to Soze, just about Jules and Calvin, doing what they do, and just sticking there. So, Let's have a look. So Reese has just dropped off the back a little bit of Case of Sauce, but oh, hang on. Did I just see a bit of carbon fibre fly? I think I did, and I think he was off. Oh, Sauce, Steve! What's he done?
Yeah,
I think I saw him. He may have hit the back of Ryan going into the first corner. Doesn't look like there's damage. Ryan's got 3 seconds,
Rambo, 3 seconds.
for track warnings into Villeneuve chicane. I hope Sauce looks okay, but I'm sure I saw some carbon fibre flying. Hopefully that's not off the back of Ryan, because if it is, that's going to really hamper him off the back of that diffuser. And it looks sturdy enough through Piratella, the faster corner. That's normally where you can tell. Let's have a look through Aqua Minerali, where again traction's key. It looks okay. Jules 3 seconds.
3 seconds.
Roger Sky 3 seconds. They're starting to pile up these 3-second gaps.
Yeah, they are. No, the Alpine looks fine. Could be in a rear wing hit as well.
Yeah, hopefully that's not going to hamper him too much though, because that could really, really hurt him later on, and especially when he puts those hard tyres on, because that's going to really pay dividends soon. And we're almost at the pit stop window now.
Yeah, we are. Just have a quick check on the gaps and see what we're happening. Yeah, he's gone. He's checked out already. Mr. Journey.
Yeah, he certainly has. 9.5 seconds.
You just throw a blanket over him for a minute.
You could. Let's go back to the airways. 3 seconds for him. Soze has pitted, and so has Bit. So that's interesting. They're the first ones to go. Now, did Soze have a bit of damage? That's going to be an interesting one.
I didn't see the pit stop.
Yeah, Chris is right. So, Mondi the Monster of the West Midlands. I like that.
No, I'll take that one. You call me worse, Chris.
UTV up the Villa. I think he misspelled it because V's next to B. It's up the borough, mate. Up the UTB. That's the one, not the V. It's next to it. I'll let you off because it's the key next to it, but okay. Connor misses Chatty Duck. What he's in there, he's currently in 13th, is Neville. So he's doing all right. I know, I missed the name as well.
You're just jealous because the Villa always was actually quite good against Middlesbrough.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Stefan back in the race. It is good to have him back racing. Hopefully, be back in the commentary box very, very soon. Jules has pitted. Dots is gone, but it's interesting to see if you keep an eye, if Dots actually changes his wing, because he did lose that end plate.
Look.
So a few people now starting to blink. Let's have a quick look at the tyres.
No, there's no wing change on the Cash App.
That's very interesting. I think no, that's a shame, really, because I think they needed it. He did lose that the end plate. So, but it seems to be off now, right? Reese is locking up quite a lot into cars. I don't think you would really.
We've got to give one team. We've got to give a football team credit as well, because since they've announced the sponsorship deal, Max Verstappen hasn't won a Grand Prix.
I know, it's great, isn't it? It's brilliant. But I tell you what, I'm just going to go back to the team which we all think that the greatest car designer of all time, Mr. Adrian Newey, is going to next season, the Aston Martins. Apparently he's been offered 100 million over the next 3 years. That's ridiculous. Ujoni, I'll lead a pits, but I'm not even looking at Ujoni. I'm sorry, mate, but it's not happening. Dumatoni gets 3 seconds.
Cappuccino when he stops.
I know, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, the lead scares for Verstappen flopping. Well, that's fine. But to be fair, Dumatoni, he was battling early on, and he went backwards and had that issue and that spin. But he's fought back up there. Oh no, I'm gonna go. Oh no, why? Sorry, Chris. Sorry. Well, okay, let's go back to Stube. He's driving in a straight line. He can't possibly crash in a straight line, although it is Stube, so it is possible. So he started on the hards as well. But I was going to say about the Astons, they've pit. Dumas is forced into the pits, unfortunately. The mediums will go long. Another 3 seconds for Case of Soze. But Dumas on it, he was running well. He was running a hard tyre. So was his teammate, who's now up into third, is Bergen on his return. Of course, he's just behind Ujoni, who's just pitted. Let's have a quick look at the stops. So, a few drivers still to stop. LLL is now pitting, so that's not going to change. Evervoice, Bergen, Stube, and Roger Sky, they all started on the hard tyre. So, they'll be okay for another couple of laps. I think they'll start to go off a little bit. If anything like Mars setups, then it'll be the front right is the one that will go off most. Chris is showing the love to a lot of people. He loves Stu, Bergen, Rambo, and Kelvin. Yeah, Hards do feel it, and Stefan as well. Yeah, Hards feel Gert Lush, he says. So he's oh, Chris, I love you too. Martin says that. I was waiting for it to come. He loves and come on, Andrew sat with me. Come on, you're making him feel left out. That's not even fair. The Hards feel Lush. They do feel okay. I think after about 3 laps, they started to come in really nicely. And yeah, they felt sort of middle with. I think it was after 5 laps. I think I said to you that was the gap wasn't moving with the medium runners ahead, and they were sort of level pegging. And then even when I was on the mediums, and I think it was Wu Max who eventually got past, and Immortal, I was on the mediums, and so was your teammate Nick at that point, and there was no difference really. We were all sort of lapping together. For the final, God knows how many laps it was. It was just that there was not much of an offset with them. And to be fair, the mediums will go 3 seconds for Reese. Let's have a quick look at these penalties now, because Watersky's got 9 still to pit. Stoob 6, Jules 3 that we know. Airways, Bergen's now got 3. And that was Stoob that went wide. That'll be a warning for him.
3.
Yeah, as well. It's the top of Piratella. They seem to be going a little bit wide there now. Maybe it's the people that I'm going to start that again. I'm glad you were there. Thank God for that. I couldn't get my words out. You're right, the tyre wear. And then people who have pitted, well, there were the people who haven't, to be fair, yes. So that's that right-hand tyre. That's that front right that is going to be sliding. They'll just get that initial understeer as they start to brake and turn. Airways 6 seconds, Quesos 6, and then 3 seconds further down there for Rico Rambo. Reese as well. They're still on the back of those two, still battling hard. And then we've got Bit with 3, who was the first one to get it. Dumas Hornet and E17 with 3 seconds. Dumas Hornet, difficult race so far for him, but still, I'm sure he's going to keep battling, and hopefully we'll see him come through as Reese on the hard tyres. What a fastest lap that is, and he's on the back of Ryan.
So he immediately gets it straight back.
Yeah, he certainly does.
Going back to your quick point about Newey for a minute, if Lawrence Stroll was to get him on board, it would be a very big signal of intent from Aston Martin what they want to do.
Yeah, and I think I read an article that was about because they've invested in the wind tunnel and the new facilities. I think that's where, and I think they're allowing Newey a bit more freedom and a lot more input and management almost than like for the likes of Ferrari were sort of willing to give. Ferrari being Ferrari. Still with another 3 seconds, but yeah, I think they were sort of willing to. Ooh, Reese goes very, very wide.
Yeah,
it does.
But it's interesting you brought that up, because I remember I've watched there's a very interesting YouTuber I see for a lot of F1 stories recently, because that was the reason why he left Williams initially. Was he wanted a bit more of a senior role in partnership with the team, but obviously with Frank Williams and Patrick Head, they weren't going to give it to him, which is why he left McLaren. Left McLaren about the end of the 90s. But what that man can do with a pencil is incredible.
But what I've also read is
he's won.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's 24 championships. I think it is something along those lines. And what he was doing as well was he still draws the parts and the aero bits by freehand. He's
left-handed as well.
Is he? I didn't know that.
I think he is. Yeah.
Think how many others might move if Newey goes to Aston Martin. Well, that's it. What's it going to do? Yeah, that knock-on effect. They can't surely keep with Lance Stroll as a driver. Surely, Daddy's Cash is going to have to give way at some point for the overall aspirations of the team. Alonso, what's it going to do for him? Is that going to keep him in Formula One as well? Is that going to keep him battling for another few seasons? There's a lot, as you mentioned, that's going to go. Yeah.
Which a lot of people are rumouring still about Tsunoda going over to that team.
What, to Aston?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, Japanese driver, Japanese engines.
Well, yeah, that's a good point, to be fair.
But the team is such a far cry from what I used to know it as in F1 when it was run by a certain Irishman, and it was painted yellow with bees on the front.
There were. I'm sorry, but still the best one was the one with the snake and the adder on the front. That was the best livery, probably one of the best of all time, I would have to say. I mean, to be fair, yeah, it was, but still, to be fair, we were on board with and battling once again with Jules. This time a little bit further down, Bergen there, boys, still to pit, of course. But I still think the Papaya is one of the nicest liveries at the minute. I still do. They had a few really bad ones when they went to the black liveries, and they just did some really weird stuff in the 2000s.
The years, yeah.
Yeah, they were a bit strange. But at least they're bringing it back and obviously having a good bit of form.
Oh yeah, they've been fantastic the last few races. Especially, it's been since Miami. McLaren in real life, they've been flying. After Lando No wins dumped the unwanted nickname.
He has, hasn't he? He has, and I think there's definitely a lot more to come. Just a little bit of bad luck, I think, and he's going to gain a lot more experience. The penalties are starting to pile up now. Neville's got one as well. We've seen Rosa Sky got 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. As we mentioned, of course, early on, how easy, and then you've got another 3 seconds for good luck. Oh, look at that, Jules, just parking the car right where, and did not want him to go. I think this battle's going to keep on going for quite some time.
I think it's the tiredness hitting in a little bit for some people now.
It could be, that's true.
Laps, so.
Yeah, and it is. I mean, we were lucky to have, the brakes with the safety cars. These guys, of course, haven't had that. This has been a green flag race for 20 laps so far, and it is really hard work. So let's have a look. Airways pitted early. He's on 10 laps on his hard tyres. Pitted very, very early, of course. Jules, 3 seconds to him now. For going wide. I think that might be 6 now. We'll come back to that in just a second. But everybody now pitted. Bergen still has not pitted. He's the only one left. Roz is out. Roz has crashed. What are we going to have? Is it going to be a safety car? It's just a yellow flag. I think that's actually in the pits.
He's in the pit lane.
Oh, yeah. That would have helped Bergen massively. I think he was praying and hoping there. But pit lane retirement for Rosa Sky. Not really sure why. But hey ho, might be looked into.
Unfortunate.
It is. But the only retirement so far. And now Thomas Holland's got back himself up into 16th, so a little bit no man's land, but I'm sure he's going to use those tyres to good effect. Reese, what happened to Dot? Did he have a spin somewhere? Airways Calvin, has he had a moment? I'm not sure. Yeah, Calvin's got big front wing damage. He's forced to pit. The man who was battling for second has front wing damage and has had to pit. I don't know what happened. We saw him battling, I think it might have been with Dots. I don't know if it was breaking into
He's
Rivatsa.
not changing that front wing.
Really?
The front wing was not changed on the Red Bull.
That's a glitch because he's sat there for a while.
Did you have a penalty?
Oh, no, you're right. It hasn't been changed. What on earth? Oh, he's not going to be a happy boy because it's such a good race for Calvin as well.
Yeah, it was up there fighting for P2, P3.
Yeah, he was.
But I think if it was a crash just before the pit lane exit, he might have had a chance to change the auto yes thing on the MFD.
True, but I mean that type of damage should change automatically. Immortal, there you are in the YouTube chat. Congratulations, my man. Great victory for you, buddy. And yeah, hopefully racing in this tier next week. I think that's going to be really good to see around the streets of Monaco. But yeah, look forward to seeing that, buddy.
Yeah, Reese has picked up another 3 seconds in that little.
And that's it, I think.
With Calvin.
Yeah, now this is interesting. Now let's go back to those penalties. That's 6 seconds for Jules and for Reese, so they're about 6 seconds apart. That's just going to nullify itself. Bergen with 3 seconds, he's going to have to pit. He just got absolutely mugged, unfortunately, under the DRS there. His tyres are really, really going to be short, I would say. Maybe he's just going to try and hold on. There's quite a few larger gaps behind, 10 laps remaining. Maybe trying to hold those on. Martin said they will go a long way, so see if he tries it.
The one for Rambo is up to 9.
He is, but one of the guys who's going to win out of this, he's going to get at least one place, is Dots. Airways has got 6 who he's battling with, but he's still clean. And in second now, fighting with Jules, is still clean. Race leader, if we totally forgot about him, he is 13.3 seconds in the lead, Izu Joni. Set that ridiculous lap time, of course, in qualifying, and just led from lights out, and literally away he's gone.
Yeah, very Schumacher-esque, isn't it, this display from him? Oh, McLaren is off at the top of Tozer, I think.
That, unfortunately, will be Neville.
It was the man formerly known as Chutty Duck. That's his new nickname now. He's stuck with it.
He certainly is, yeah. Dots is under pressure from Airways still, so this is going to be an interesting little battle. Airways was very, very quick, of course, in Tier 2, and I think he was very quick as well on Friday.
Dots as well, he's got that damage on that cash-up car as well, and he's still holding the pace pretty nicely.
Yeah, that's very, very true. He has, hasn't he? So, yeah, that's going to still hamper him, but he's still doing really well. He's still pushing on.
Yeah, he's He's had a very good, impressive debut for his race. Made a very good first impression.
Yeah.
It's with the top company we have in this league. Not been intimidating the slightest.
No, he's not.
Top to it.
No, exactly, definitely, 100%. So, just sort of the few little battles, Jules and Ant still continuing on as there have been. There's a lot of gaps formed now, though, in this second half of the race. So let's have a quick look at the tyres again. So we've got G-Star, the two Williams boys, yet again are nose to tail. They have been that for most of the race. G-Star, great start from him, from qualifying a bit further back. Now battling with Aero Voice, his teammate, who's pitted a lot fresher tyres, of course, medium tyres as well for him on the graphic there. But yeah, everything, Airways and Dot still battling away, and then the second and third battling as well. So is it another 3 seconds for him. But there's a lot of gaps sort of outside of that DRS. There's only two, Dumbers Hornet and Neville. Within that, Jules and Ant swapping places once more, and then Airways on Dot is the only other people in DRS. And it's amazing how, a lot of these people have broken the toe and broken out of that DRS as their Airways goes.
Yeah, Jules, Ant just needs to not really attack Jules and just stay with him. He'll get the position back on the penalties. Yeah,
he certainly will. And there's only 1 lap difference in the tyres, so it's not going to make too much of a difference at this stage. Bergen's doing really well, though. He's hemorrhaging time, unfortunately. A lot of people with a lot fresher tyres. Reese has caught up to him, he's on the back of him now. And it'll be surprising if Reese doesn't make the move during this middle sector.
Fairly soon.
Yep, Bergen defending.
He's literally looking left and right.
Yep, he is, isn't he? Bergen just doesn't have the traction, whereas Reese does, and there he goes up the hill and gets it up into Viriente Alta and makes that move up into 4th. Ooh, a little bit wide though. Let's have a quick look at those penalties between them and the guys ahead. So he's if he closes this down, this 6-second gap, he's going to be really fighting with Jules. And this could be a podium spot for Reese. Oh, that's probably on the white line. I'll be surprised if it's not a warning. We know how bad this track can be. He might get away with it. Hopefully he does for Reese's sake. Bergen's still the only one to pit. I wonder if Bergen's going to try and do the ones that can go to some softs towards the end.
It's a strong possibility, but if he pits now, he's going to be in a very, very big bit of traffic. I think he's going to be out around... He may be out just behind Stube at the moment, but he's going to have a lot of cars to try and pass again.
Yeah, especially
he's
to get
those points.
Yeah, that's it as well. He is, isn't he? And the penalties are all roughly even. Is this Johnny's most devastating victory? Probably up there. There'll be a few from a season or two ago, but you'd have to say everyone's sort of squabbling behind him. Reese went right again at the top of Piratella, but yeah, I think this. Everyone's squabbling behind the DRS overtake, and then some people are running that lower wing setup, as we mentioned earlier. You mentioned it earlier, Andrew, didn't you? And then some people running the higher wings. They're holding each other up at the wrong times and not pulling themselves along, pardon me.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I'm just wondering if Bergen's waiting for a visit from a certain friend of his.
Yeah, that's true.
He might be waiting for Mr. Mylander to make an appearance.
Yeah, he could be. He could be, and if he does, I think we'll probably see everybody dive in the pits, especially if they've got a set of softs left. It'll be interesting that but even if they've just used 1 lap, a very easy out lap and a very easy in lap on their soft tyres, that they should be able to make them last from here, because let's say we did have one now, lap 26. Would have at least lap 27 to lap 28. So we'd have maybe 4 to 5 racing laps. Neville and Dumbers Hornet battling further down, 14th, 15th. Really difficult race for both of them. Really difficult for Chris, unfortunately. Dumbers Hornet, it's looked promising at times. And he was up there with his teammate and on the fresher tyres, and it just, unfortunately, slight little mistake cost him badly. He spun and had to pit early, and yeah, it's unfortunately not gone well for him. Really unfortunate for him and really unlucky, but still going. Carl's there in 16, still going. He's 17. Calvin, I think he might have had to pit again as he got a fresh wing. No, he's still battling around with really half a wing on. So that's so unlucky for Calvin. Look at that. He was battling for second. Yeah. Great, fantastic qualifying. And then it's got to be demoralised. But he's doing the right thing. He's going towards the end, and You know, that's what we want to see. We don't want to see anybody pitting and DNF.
Speaking of pitting, Bergen finally does.
Yeah, I'm sure these are going to be soft tyres. Let's have a quick look at the Aston man. We'll go back to some of the battles, which, to be fair, is a few. Well, actually, no, G-Star's got past our voice, which we saw earlier. It is. It's the... is that the red tyres?
They are
That was the worst camera angle in the world. Case of Soze pits as well. But here, look at this. So we've got G-Star Error Voice as well. They've swapped positions. And trying to maybe chase down... They're both in the points, so 3 points coming for them. Let's have a quick look at the fastest lap, which... I don't even know why I looked, to be perfectly honest with you.
Let me guess who's got it.
Yeah.
Does he drive a Ferrari?
Yes.
Is he leading the race?
Maybe.
Of course he does.
Yeah. Moving on. So yeah, these, this is good for the Williams. Another double point scoring. 3 points for them will do them well. Ferrari is scoring as well ahead. Good points as well for the Kick Sauber teams. Airways currently in 6th, reserving this evening, and Jules currently in 2nd, battling with Ant, who is going to lose. Well, Ant's now back into 3rd, so he'll probably stick 3rd, I would say. Dots is just outside that 6-second window, battling with Airways. Dots is going to really need to get within the next couple of tenths, really, to get within that window to Reese to get that extra couple of points. Carl, another penalty, unfortunately for him, but a couple more racing laps to go.
I see the Astons, I think, have swapped positions as well, which, given Bergen's on the fresher soft tyres, I think is probably sensible for him.
Yeah, I don't know, because he's way ahead of Dumas Horner, who's battling with Bit, so if he did, then I think it's maybe hampered both of them, or maybe Dumas Horner tried to do that and... What happened to Neville? What? Oh, heck. Well, Bergen's flying now. He's now back up to 12th.
I wonder if the Williams boys are going to have a look at that and maybe a lap or two. If Bergen's catching them up that fast, is G-Star probably going to want to try and not hold up Error Voice?
Yeah, I mean, he's 8.5 seconds to Stoop, so that's 12.5 seconds he's going to have to make up in 3 more laps. It's a tall order, but we'll keep our eye on it. And, wow, and 16.
Ant's got the fastest lap.
Wow, and he's broken the DRS of Jules. He's had enough. Jules got it just, but must have made a big mistake outside the final corner.
Yeah, Ant's checked out. Ant's checking out as well now.
Yeah, but Jules got the DRS, so like I say, may have had... well, there is a lapped car there. That's Stefan, so maybe it was to do with that. Airways now got past Dots. Not going to help Dots at all. He's only going to get that place back at the end. Ryan's still having a good race.
Yeah,
Up there in 7th.
Some very good positions, again, with some very tough company, being a fellow Tier 2 driver with ourselves.
Yep, certainly is. Certainly is. But of course he was up in this tier and took the step back. But yeah, this game's starting to really work for him. Starting to get his setups right, starting to get the feel for it, and it's good to see. Love to see it, to be fair. I love racing the guy.
Very fair. He's been very helpful with me recently as well.
Yeah, he is. He has in me in the past as well, so yeah. Has a bit of a tongue on him, to be fair. Doesn't know when to not make a comment, but that's just Ryan all over. He does that in day-to-day life, in fairness, to be fair. So
we love him, really.
We do. We absolutely do, 100%. And yeah, so that's, 2 more racing laps after this one. Ujoni is on lap 31. While we're watching Dots, one of the closest battles on track, Bergen's taken 2 seconds out of Stube in the last sort of lap and a half. I think he's going to be far too far. Actually, let's just check these penalties now, actually, because this could play. Well, Stube's got 15 seconds. Nicely done. A couple more and he'll do what Savey did on Friday and get 21. So he's doing well. But most of the drivers around have actually got 3 seconds. Sam Flan, G-Star, Error Voice, Bergen, Neville, down at there, Calvin as well, 3 seconds worth. So, these guys now, they're sort of level pegging. These are actually battling a bit more now. Now, Sam Flan's going to potentially, and I think he will, take Red Car Rambo. He may take Airways, depending on how him and Dots battle away. There's 6 seconds difference, and I think he's just he's about 7 off at the minute to Airways, looking at my rough maths. That could come into play later on as well. He's going to get Red Car. Will he get Airways? That's going to be key. Dots and Reese, they're too far away, unfortunately, now. But Ant's broken that DRS, and that's now almost cemented it. Potentially could cement that second place for Ant, which is a great result for him. And Jules would almost cement that third place as well. That's a great result for him.
But yes, especially one more point we haven't brought up, especially with the no safety car race we've had. What's everyone like on fuel at the moment?
Well, that's it, yeah, because it can be quite heavy on fuel, this track. You spend a lot of time down that start-finish straight. Stu, but he's gone 18. Well, yeah, don't try to get 21, mate. It wasn't a dare. But hey-ho. Neville 3 seconds as well. That's going to really hamper him, and at the back with Dumas Hornet and the people around him. So, yeah, you're right, and it can be quite heavy. There's a lot of time on throttle round here, isn't there? And you threw a heavy braking, just like, let's say here, through the Villeneuve chicane. Then you're heavy on the throttle towards Torsa, heavy on throttle up the hill. There's not a lot of sort of half-throttle corners, really. So it can be, yeah, you're right, quite heavy on hill. Yeah.
I'm just having a look at you, Joni, as he's starting the last lap. He's still got practically all his battery.
Yeah, I'm not even going to bother. No, he is on his final lap of the race. I'll go on then. I'll give him a bit of screen time. Well, I forgot he's in the race, but there he is, starting the final lap. Led from lights off.
His home team in his home car.
Exactly, that's the one. And, he's still hacking it out there, the exit of Tamburello. He's not taking it lightly. He's really, really in the zone. Dot says damage. You're right, he does, but he's had that damage, Dots, from quite early on. He's lost his end plate very early in the race, and it didn't change on the pit stop. So he's been holding that one for quite a long time. So a very admirable race from him. He's going to get that spot from Airways because of penalties. But then, yeah, it's just been outrageous from Mojoni, hasn't it? It's just absolute masterclass. He's not even made an overtake this race.
It's Sebastian Vettel 2011, pretty much 2012 all over again, isn't it? Really, a little bit.
It is, isn't it? I mean, imagine if he just cut that a little bit and then suddenly got a penalty. That would be outrageous.
Well, that's going to make much difference.
But he's still pushing. He was pushing on there a little bit. He's not taking it easy. But there we go, round the Rivazza for the final time. Ujoni takes the victory once more in Tier 1 by 19 seconds and sets the fastest lap at the end.
Yeah, speaking of Vettel.
Gee whiz. Wow. And still got to come.
For a reason.
That's ridiculous. I mean, to be fair, he's only done it by about 100th. I'm sure he was like 4-1 something to Ant. So he's going to come across in second. So great result from Ant. I'm sure he'll be happy with that one. Jules will come across in third. Even after the penalties, he will keep that. Reese should keep as well in fourth. What a race Reese has had from really far down from the 19th on the grid. Fantastic race from him. Airways is going to hold on from Dot, but Dot is going to get it. That fifth place on the penalties. There he goes. What a fantastic debut from him. Ryan crosses in seventh. Fantastic race as well from him. And now we've got Sam Flam crossing the line. Oh, just outside of that penalty window. Half a tenth away from pinching that seventh spot. Then the two Willie boys in ninth and 10th. Stube, great race from him. Difficult to start, but held on well. Bergen's going to get it because of the penalty difference. Stube's probably going to, well, I don't know where he's going to end up. Quite a way back. Oh, he's dropped another one. Neville, 12th. Stube, 13th. Souza is going to come across the line in 14th. A difficult race for him. Dumasson is going to get it on penalties as well. Carl did well. He's ghosted for some unknown reason. I wonder if he's run out of fuel.
I think he may have done, yeah. He's not travelling quite at the...
Yeah, he's run out of fuel.
I think he's out of petrol.
He ran out of fuel. He did.
He's the last car on the lead lap.
He was. So we're going to finish off. We'll go through the results very quickly. Just before we do, Mr. Monster, who is going to be your driver of the day tonight?
Even though he was imperious and he's led from start to finish, I probably will give it to Reese.
Yeah.
Coming from the back.
Yeah, I'm going to second that one, to be fair. Yeah, again, Ujoni, incredible qualifying session. What a lap that was. And again, it's led from lights out to the end there, to checkered flag. But yeah, I think you're right. I'm going to have to give that one to Reese. From coming from 19th, really had a great first lap, fought his way through, battled really well. And yeah, I'm going to have to give that to Reese as well. But of course, we had a lot of good battles early on, didn't we? And then it sort of just settled down for a later part. Yeah. But yeah, so there we go. Look at that. It was not even 600th of a second between the fastest lap. Though Johnny pinched it from Ant at the end. Then Jules again on the podium, as we say. These are just preliminary results, maybe potential stewards' inquiries. Then there was Reese, fantastic race from him. Then Dots on his debut, great race as well. Airways, then Ryan as well. Sam Flant, G-Star and Airvoice round out the top 10. Then we have Bergen, Neville, Stube, Dumas Hornet, Kesa Soze, Bit, Calvin, Stefan and E17. All a few lap down, but then unfortunately the one retirement was Rosa Sky. Well, it was quite nice and calm, that one. It was alright.
Yeah.
Didn't get that last time. But there we are. So, folks, that was your Monday night entertainment. Thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations once again to Joni. Don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't already. Monster, absolute pleasure as always, my friend. Love it every time.
Mate. Yeah, it's always a good laugh to be together, and off to the next one we go. But it's not the end of the racing action for this week from us yet, is it?
No, certainly is not. Wednesday evening, 7 o'clock, we have got the Tier 3 action. Then we've got MRC Extreme, the no assist tier, to come after that. There are seats available, folks, so if you want to come and join us, take part in the racing action, please do join us on the Discord. We'll love to have you racing with us. And then we are to the Principality in Monaco, Friday evening, 7:30 for MRC X. But thank you all. That's us for the evening. Thank you again, Andrew.
No worries. Thanks again for having me.
Always, my friend, and thank you all for joining us. We will see you all very, very soon. Good night.
Good night.